welcome you to today's Supplier Spotlight series here at Haggard Stocking. And today we're going to be taking a closer look at Dynabrade. They're a fantastic company out of Buffalo, New York. And today we have with us Mike Murphy, Territory Manager of Dynabrade. Well, I'm really excited about today's video series with Dynabrade. It's a company that I'm really impressed with. I visited your facility in Buffalo, New York. It's American-made quality with a great product, a great reputation, and the people at your plant, when I visited with them, you could sense the pride, and I think that pride comes with their history. So, Mike, what I'm interested in when I was there was studying the history, but I'd like for you to share with our audience a little bit about Dynabrade's history.
Absolutely, Jeff. Thanks for having me here. I do appreciate it. It's a great history. I love telling this story. I do it all the time, and I probably repeated it to a lot of customers, but we began with one inspired idea back in 1969. Walter Welsh, our founder, he was an abrasive sales rep up in the Buffalo, New York area. And two of his key accounts were Curtiss Wright, a company that made jet engine blades, and Wurlitzer jukebox plant. In the jet blade applications, he saw when they first started applying abrasive belts to convex high alloy metals and kind of difficult applications that hadn't been done before. And then at the Wurlitzer jukebox plant, he noticed they had ladies in the department hand filing those old honeycomb chrome style fronts with the 1-inch square holes on them. And he had this idea that, hey, if I can make a portable handheld tool that will run an abrasive belt with a 5/8 diameter contact wheel, I can get in those areas and do things that have never been done before. And that was kind of the finding and founding of the Dynabrade Dynafile and the Dynabrade company.
Well, Mike, I mentioned earlier when I was at Dynabrade, the display area, and there's a display of a whole lot of other tools other than the Dynafile. I know this was your first, but Dynabrade makes a lot of different tools. And why don't you tell us a little bit about the vast array of tooling that Dynabrade makes?
Sure. From the humble beginnings here, that's the number one tool, the original Dynafile that started, to today, we've got over 1,700 tools and varieties in our lineup. So we've usually always got a couple different ways to skin the cat when we go in and see a customer, be it a round disc tool, be it a straight belt tool. It just depends on the application. A lot of times when we get called in, they think they want to see this, but we've got a couple different options. We've got a lot of options. So more than over 1,000 tools, a lot of varieties and versatility with a lot of those tools, kind of like with the Dynafile. Each one of these, if folks have them, sometimes they don't realize they've got 20 different contact arms and a variety of different belts to run on that same tool to solve a lot of problems. Weld finishing, deburring, polishing, tube polishing or slack polishing, all can be done with this one tool. So beyond that, we've also gotten into clean air solutions. So we've got about 150 plus tools that have vacuum attachments for portable tools to pull that dust away from the work right there on the spot. And we also have Division 1 and 2 vacuums for collecting metal dust. If you've got titanium, magnesium, or aluminum, those dusts are combustible and dangerous. You want to get them out of that environment. So we can contain those right at the spot of the grinding.
Well, Mike, one thing about Dynabrade that I've always been impressed with is they seem to be they set themselves apart from other companies. I mean, they're not just any old air tool. So from me, it's always been the quality and the people, but I know there's more to it than that. So what do you think, or what does Dynabrade, what do they pride themselves on setting themselves apart from the rest of the industry?
As you mentioned before, and you know here at Haggard Stocking, it's about the people. It really is. It's about the people that designed that original tool, Walter Welsh, his descendants, and all the long-term employees that we've had that design, manufacture, ship, and follow up on our tools and service them in the field like our territory managers. We are still in that same location in Clarence, New York now, just outside of Buffalo. 150,000 square foot manufacturing facility, been there since the 60s. Continue to stay in that community and add on over the years as we need for expansion. But it's the same group of people worldwide now that support Dynabrade. So we ship into every country in the world, built in Buffalo, New York. And we've got territory managers like myself that speak 26 different languages all around the world to support, listen, observe, and innovate to our customers on their production floors in their environment. That's what it is, simply, it's the people.
Well, Mike, I mentioned earlier that when I was in Buffalo, I toured your facility, and I know something what I thought was pretty cool. I would break away from the tour and I would talk to some of the operators, and I was asking questions, and one thing that was pretty consistent is in their answers, and it didn't seem staged, it didn't seem fake. I mean, it was real, it was genuine. They would always answer, our mission statement says this, our core values say that, and everyone on the plant floor, from the janitor to the plant manager, seemed to reference those things. So personally, I think that's where I see a lot of the quality, where it's coming from, because you guys live it, you teach it and you preach it, and that's a big part of it. So aside from that, or maybe you can talk a little bit about that, but why do you see the high level of quality on Dynabrade compared to your competition?
Sure, easily, Jeff. Longevity, again, I'd reference back to the people. Those people have been there in the manufacturing floor, many of them for 30, 40 years with us. They just don't leave. And with that comes consistency. And you couple that with our ISO regulations and tech specs, high quality, high precision. One of our tenets is to make the highest power to weight ratio tools in the industry. And we do that by making absolutely everything we can in that plant in Clarence, New York. Anything that we don't make in that plant, we source from a vendor within a 500-mile radius. And the original reason for that was always quality control. Bad part comes in, an engineer of ours can be at that location the next day to correct it. But ever since the supply chain disruption we had in 2020 and 2021, that has also served us very well, because we don't have parts coming from China, Taiwan, or India. So everything is US made that we can. Everything that we can make in our plant is made right there. And it's just consistency, repeatability. In fact, the Dynafile air motor, I regularly get calls on these, probably every other month. Somebody's needing a part. They'll give me the serial number on it. I can run that, and it's not uncommon for them to be 20, 23, 25 years old. Recently found one, a guy up in Fishers, Indiana, uses it every day. It's a 32-year-old tool. It's been rebuilt, but it still runs. The motor and the model number on this one that we're building today, same as the one we built 20 years ago. When it's great and there's no problems, don't mess with it. Stick with it. That's what we do.
It's good stuff. I'd also have to say the passion of your people. One of the operators I talked to on the floor, she cleaned every tool before she put it in her box. And I even said something to her about that. And she said, I want my customers to have the best experience from the second they open the box.
And that's why they do. That's why we've got customers that have been with us through generations. Honestly, their fathers have used their tools. They passed them down. Guys, I get calls a lot of times. This was my dad's Dynafile. This is my uncle's Dynafile. I still use it today.
That's cool.
Yeah.
Well, Mike, I know one thing that Dynabrade does is they always look to improve themselves. So what are some of the new developments or innovations that Dynabrade's looking at right now?
Sure thing. Two quick developments are, in September of 2021, we purchased Mantha Manufacturing to be more vertically integrated with our machine capabilities. Brought a lot of that more in-house, so we're vertically aligned with them. They're located right in the area of New York that we are in, 10 minutes up the road. And then we also, in September 2023, purchased Global Abrasive Products, or GAP for short. So they're a full line converter, bringing jumbo rolls, 62-inch wide, so we can do anything up to that width, all the way down to 1/8 inch wide, flap discs, cartridges, discs, everything like that. Makes us very key to our distributors and our end users, because we offer lower box quantities, we don't have to do with case quantities, and quicker turnaround time. We're 2 days from most places here based off the US and their locations. The development, I would say the biggest one, is our auto braid. With looking at a lack of support as far as skilled and unskilled labor, we looked at marrying up our tools with cobots. So we are a distributor for Fanuc, Doosan, and Universal Robots. We have over 50 of our tools that will connect directly to a cobot for grinding, sanding, finishing purposes. And that is one of the biggest things that we're working on right now.
Impressive. Well, Mike, I want to thank you once again for coming in, sitting down with me and talking about Dynabrade. Hopefully the viewers are seeing this can see why I'm passionate about Dynabrade as a distributor selling your product, because of the quality, because of the people, and just its rich history. I really just have nothing more to say other than thank you. I really appreciate your partnership and your willingness to work with us.
Likewise, Jeff. It's a great partnership. We feel the same way about Haggard Stocking. You guys are one of the tops in distributors as far as your people, personnel, expertise, knowledge, and it's just a great partnership. So we appreciate it. Thank you.
Well, thanks for watching.